read health advice in English and felt like maybe some of the words just didn't quite click?
Yeah, that can happen.
Maybe you've wondered what it really means to be, hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
Today, here on our All About English YouTube channel, we're taking a deep dive into a topic that's so important for feeling your best: staying hydrated.
That's right. We're going to explore why having enough water in your body is so, well, vital for your overall health.
Okay.
And we've looked at information from two really trusted sources, the American Heart Association and the National Council on Aging.
Great sources.
Yep, to bring you the most important things you need to know.
So our goal today is to make it really clear why staying hydrated matters, and also give you some simple, useful tips. Things you can actually use to help you drink enough water every day. And for those of you who are learning English, understanding these health ideas in English can really empower you, help you make healthier choices. Okay, so let's start with our first keyword: hydrated. In simple terms, what does hydrated actually mean?
Well, hydrated just means that your body has enough water. Simple as that.
Enough water.
Think of maybe a houseplant. When it has enough water, it looks healthy, strong. It's hydrated.
Right.
So an example sentence could be, it is important to stay hydrated, especially when the weather is hot. Hydrated. Having enough water.
That's a great way to think about it, the plant analogy. And the opposite of hydrated is dehydrated.
Exactly, dehydrated. That means your body does not have enough water.
Okay.
So back to the plant, if it doesn't get enough water, it starts to wilt, look weak, dry. It's dehydrated.
Makes sense.
So for instance, you could say, dehydration can make you feel tired to give you a headache. Dehydrated, not having enough water.
Okay, got it. Hydrated, enough water. Dehydrated, not enough water. So now we know the basics. Let's dive into why staying hydrated is so important, starting with the heart, based on the American Heart Association info.
Yes, the heart. It's really interesting how something so fundamental like just drinking water can really affect your heart health.
How so?
Well, when you drink enough water, it actually helps your heart to pump blood more easily.
Pump blood. Can you explain pump?
Sure. Think of like a water pump, maybe in a well. It moves water through pipes, right?
Yeah.
Your heart is kind of like that pump. Its job is to move blood all around your body. So pump is that action of moving the liquid. Staying hydrated helps that whole process run smoothly.
Okay, that image helps. So being well hydrated makes it easier for the heart to do its job, the pumping. And it helps our muscles too, right?
Exactly. Good hydration helps your muscles work efficiently.
Efficiently? What does that mean?
Efficiently means working well without wasting energy or time. Like a well-oiled machine, it runs efficiently.
Okay, smooth, no waste.
Right. So a well-hydrated body helps your muscles move and function efficiently. And here's a really important point. When you have enough water in your body, your heart doesn't have to work quite as hard.
Ah, so it takes some strain off the heart. That's a great point. So what happens when we don't drink enough? That leads to dehydration, which we just defined. What are some of the signs or symptoms, I think the American Heart Association calls them?
Yes, symptoms. Good word. Symptoms are basically signs that your body isn't quite healthy or something is wrong.
Okay.
And symptoms of dehydration can include feeling really thirsty, of course,
Yeah.
but also feeling dizzy, maybe like the room is spinning a bit,
Oh.
feeling tired. You might even notice swollen feet or get a headache.
Interesting. Swollen feet too.
Yeah. And in more serious cases, dehydration can lead to a dangerous condition called heat stroke.
Heat stroke. That sounds serious. Can you explain that in simple terms?
Yeah, heat stroke is a very serious illness. It happens when your body gets dangerously overheated, often because it can't cool itself down properly, which can be linked to severe dehydration, especially when it's hot out. It needs urgent medical attention.
Wow. Okay. Definitely makes me want to grab my water bottle. Now, how much water do we actually need each day? Does the American Heart Association give specific amounts?
They do give guidance, but it's important to know that the amount you need varies.
Varies.
Yeah, varies means it changes depending on different factors or situations.
Ah, okay. Like what?
Like the climate. Is it hot or cold? What clothes are you wearing? How much exercise are you doing? Your body will need more water on a hot day when you're active than on a cool day when you're just relaxing.
That makes sense. So someone who sweats a lot needs more water. Can you explain sweat?
Sure. Sweat is the liquid, mostly water and salt, that comes out of your skin when you get hot or maybe nervous or when you exercise. It's your body's way of cooling down.
Got it.
And it's not just about activity or weather. Certain medical conditions.
What are medical conditions?
Oh, sorry. Medical conditions just means health problems. things like diabetes or heart disease. These conditions can sometimes mean you need to drink more water.
Okay.
Also some medication.
Medications, like medicine.
Exactly. Medications are medicines.
Right.
Some types, like diuretics, they're sometimes called water pills, make you urinate or pee more often. So they can increase your body's need for water too.
This raises a really important question then. How do we actually know if we need to drink more? I always just thought, if I feel thirsty, I need water.
That's what most people think. But feeling thirsty isn't always the best indicator.
Indicator.
An indicator is something that shows you something else, like the state or level of something. Think of a fuel gauge in a car. It indicates how much fuel you have.
Okay, so thirst isn't the best fuel gauge for water.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
By the time you actually feel thirsty, you might already be a little bit dehydrated.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The American Heart Association suggests a simpler way to check. Just pay attention to the color of your urine.
Urine. The liquid waste, pee. Okay.
Right.
Oh, yes, I think I've heard this. If it's pale and clear, that's good, right? What do pale and clear mean here?
Exactly. Pale means a light color, like very light yellow. And clear means you can basically see through it. It's not cloudy.
Okay. Pale and clear. Good sign.
That's usually a good sign you're well hydrated.
Yeah.
But if your urine is dark yellow or even amber colored, that's usually a sign you need to drink more fluids.
Dark means drink more. Got it.
And here's another tip. This one's especially useful for athletes or people who exercise a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You can weigh yourself right before you exercise and then weigh yourself again right after.
Okay. Why?
Well, the weight you lose during that exercise is mostly water lost through perspiration.
Perspiration, is that just another word for sweat?
Exactly. Perspiration is just a more formal word for sweat. So for every pound of weight you lose through sweat, the recommendation is to replenish about a pint of water.
Replenish.
Replenish means to fill something up again, to replace what was used or lost. So you need to drink water to replenish or replace the fluids you sweated out.
Wow, that's a very practical tip. Way before and after, then replenish. Okay. So, what should we be drinking? What kinds of drinks are best for staying hydrated? I think the AHA says water is best, don't they?
They do. For most people, in most situations, plain water is really the ideal choice for hydration. It does the job without adding extra sugar or calories that your body might not need.
Makes sense. Simple is good.
And it's also good to remember that you don't only get water from drinks. Some foods have a lot of water in them too, like many fruits and vegetables, think watermelon or cucumber.
Right, those are very watery. But what about things like sports drinks? You see them everywhere, especially for exercise.
Yeah, sports drinks, they often contain electrolytes.
Electrolytes. What are those exactly? Sounds complicated.
They're not too complicated. Electrolytes are basically essential minerals in your body fluids, like sodium and potassium. They help with nerve signals, muscle contractions, things like that.
Okay, important minerals.
Right. And sports drinks with electrolytes can be helpful for people doing really high-intensity exercise for a long time, especially in hot weather, because you lose electrolytes when you sweat a lot.
But, I sense a but.
Well, the but is that many sports drinks are also very high in sugar and calories. So for most everyday exercise, plain water is usually perfectly fine.
Okay, so maybe save the sports drinks for marathons, not just a regular workout.
Pretty much, yeah. The AHA suggests drinking water during your workout and then maybe having some healthy snacks afterward. Things like orange slices, bananas, or unsalted nuts.
Unsalted nuts. That just means nuts without added salt, right?
Exactly. Nuts without extra salt.
Okay. And what about other common drinks, like soda or fruit juice? Are they okay for hydration?
The advice is generally to limit sugary drinks like soda and even most fruit juices. Especially if you're already feeling a bit dehydrated, sometimes all that sugar can actually upset your stomach.
Upset your stomach, you mean make you feel sick?
Yeah, it can cause discomfort, maybe nausea, make you feel a bit sick. And it's also wise to be a bit careful with drinks that have caffeine.
Caffeine, like in coffee and tea.
Right. Caffeine is that substance in coffee, many teas, some sodas. That gives you a bit of an energy boost.
Yeah.
But the thing is, caffeine can act as a mild diuretic.
Diuretic, like those water pills you mentioned, makes you pee more.
Exactly. So while a cup of coffee won't seriously dehydrate you, relying only on caffeinated drinks might cause you to lose a bit more fluid. So balancing them with water is key.
Okay, it really does sound like plain water is the champion here for everyday hydration.
It generally is, yeah.
Now, the American Heart Association also mentioned, and I think the National Council on Aging touches on this too, that there are times when it's extra important to focus on hydration even if you're not, say, running a race.
That's a really crucial point. Staying hydrated isn't just for athletes working up a sweat.
So when else should we be extra careful?
Well, definitely if you're spending time outside in the sun on hot days or particularly humid days.
What does humid mean?
Humid describes the air when it feels very heavy and wet, like there's a lot of moisture in the air. You tend to sweat more, and the sweat doesn't evaporate as easily, so it's harder to cool down.
Ah, those sticky summer days.
Okay.
Ugh.
Even if you're just sitting around on a hot, humid day, you need more water. Also, if you have certain health issues like a heart condition,
Okay.
being over the age of 50 is another factor.
Yeah.
Our sense of thirst can decrease as we get older.
Oh, interesting. So older adults might not realize they need water.
Correct.
Yeah.
Also, being overweight or obese.
Obese.
Obese means significantly overweight, to a point where it can affect health. People who carry extra weight often need more water.
Okay.
And finally, when you're traveling, especially flying, the air can be very dry, so it's important to drink extra fluids then, too.
Wow, that's quite a list. Good to know. Okay, let's shift focus a bit to our other source, the National Council on Aging. They give us 10 reasons why hydration is important. That sounds like a lot of good reasons.
It is. They really break down the benefits. Let's touch on a few. The first one they list is improved brain performance.
Water helps your brain. How?
Yeah, it's fascinating. Even what they call mild dehydration.
Mild dehydration. So just
Yeah.
being a little bit low on water.
Exactly. Just a small loss of body water can actually affect your memory, your mood, your concentration.
Concentrate, like your ability to focus.
Right, your ability to focus on a task. And even your reaction time.
Reaction time, how quickly you react to something.
Yep, how fast you respond. So
Uh.
just making sure you're drinking enough water can genuinely help your brain work better throughout the day. Keeps you sharper.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, what's another big reason? How about more energy? I think everyone wants more energy.
Absolutely. Dehydration can actually slow down your circulation.
Circulation, what's that?
Circulation is the movement of blood around your body,
Uh.
delivering oxygen and nutrients. So if circulation slows down because you're dehydrated, less oxygen might get to your brain, and your heart has to work harder. All that can make you feel tired and sluggish.
Sluggish, like slow and lacking energy.
Exactly, like you're moving through mud.
Mhm.
Staying hydrated helps keep things flowing and can boost your energy levels.
Here's one I found really interesting. Decreased joint pain. How on earth does water help with joint pain?
Well, think about the cushioning in your joints. There's something called cartilage there.
Cartilage.
Yeah, cartilage is that smooth, sort of rubbery tissue between your bones in a joint. It acts like a shock absorber and allows bones to glide smoothly.
Okay.
And guess what? Cartilage is made up mostly of water. So staying hydrated helps keep that cartilage plump and helps lubricate the joints.
Lubricate, like putting oil on squeaky hinges.
Exactly like that. It makes things move smoothly, reduces friction.
Friction.
Friction is the resistance when two surfaces rub against each other. So good hydration reduces friction in the joints, which can mean less pain and stiffness.
That is fascinating. Okay, another one. Better temperature regulation. We sort of touched on this with heat stroke.
Yes, temperature regulation is just your body's natural ability to keep its core temperature stable, not too hot, not too cold.
Right.
And hydration is key for this. When you're properly hydrated, your body can sweat effectively. Sweat evaporating from your skin is a primary way your body cools down and prevents you from getting overheated, too hot.
So water helps us sweat properly to cool down. Makes sense. They also mention kidney stone prevention. How does water help with that?
Kidney stones are these small, hard deposits that can form in your kidneys. They can be quite painful.
Ouch, yeah.
Water helps by diluting the minerals and salts in your urine that can form these stones.
Diluting, like making something weaker by adding water.
Precisely. If the minerals are less concentrated, stones are less likely to form. Plus, drinking plenty of water helps flush everything through your urinary tract.
Urinary tract.
That's the system in your body that produces and removes urine, kidneys, bladder, etc. So more water flow helps flush out potential stone-forming materials and bacteria.
Okay, so it cleanses the system, basically. What about a healthier heart? We talked about pumping blood earlier.
Yes, linked to that. Remember, your blood itself is mostly water. When you get dehydrated, your blood volume can decrease slightly, and it can cause an imbalance of those electrolytes we mentioned earlier, the important minerals.
Imbalance, meaning not the right amount.
Exactly, not in the correct or equal amounts. And electrolyte balance is really crucial for proper heart function and rhythm.
Got it. Okay, 2 more quick ones from their list. Improved detoxification and fewer headaches.
Right. Detoxification is just your body's natural process of removing waste products and toxins. Water is essential for this. It supports all the main ways your body gets rid of waste through urination, peeing, breathing, perspiration, sweating, and bowel movements. Water keeps everything moving.
Okay, and headaches.
Yes. Even that mild fluid loss, mild dehydration, can trigger headaches or even severe headaches called migraines in some people.
Wow, so if you get frequent headaches, checking your water intake might be a good idea.
It's definitely worth considering, yeah.
Okay, those are some really compelling reasons. So the National Council on Aging also gives 5 tips on how to stay hydrated. Let's go through those quickly. What's the first one?
Their first tip gives a general target. Aim for about 8-ounce glasses of water per day. That's a common recommendation.
At 8 by 8 rule.
Right. Or they offer a more personalized guideline. Try to drink an amount of fluid in ounces. That's about 1/3 of your body weight in pounds. So if you weigh 150 pounds, that would be about 50 ounces.
Okay, that's helpful. Tip number 2.
Simple one. Drink when you feel thirsty, but again, try not to wait until you're really thirsty. And make it a habit to drink water with every meal.
Good habits. Number 3 is about what to drink.
Yes, choose water most often. Or other low-calorie options like sparkling water.
Sparkling water, water with bubbles.
Yep, fizzy water. Or plain coffee or tea in moderation. Or maybe water flavored with a slice of lemon or cucumber.
Okay. Tip 4 sounds practical.
Very. Carry a reusable water bottle.
Reusable, meaning you can use it again and again?
Exactly. Not a single-use plastic bottle. Carry a reusable one and refill it throughout the day. Having water easily accessible makes you more likely to sip on it.
Makes total sense. And the last tip, number 5.
This reminds us to drink more water in certain situations, like when you're exercising, when it's hot and humid, or if you're sick with vomiting.
Vomiting means throwing up.
Yes, or if you have diarrhea.
Diarrhea is when you have frequent, loose, watery bowel movements.
Correct. In those situations, you lose extra fluids, so you need to drink more to replace them.
Okay, those are great actionable tips. Now, one last important point from the National Council on Aging. What if someone does get dehydrated? When does it become serious enough to need medical help?
Right. They say that mild dehydration can usually be fixed just by drinking more fluids. Water, maybe an electrolyte drink if needed.
But what are the warning signs for severe dehydration?
You need to seek medical help immediately. If you experience things like feeling very dizzy or faint.
Faint, like you feel you might pass out.
Yes, feeling like you're going to lose consciousness. Also, having a very dry mouth and skin, rapid breathing, or rapid heartbeat.
Rapid means very fast.
Very fast, yes. Noticing that your urine is very dark colored, or if you're having trouble urinating at all,
Okay.
those are signs that it's serious, and you might need medical attention, possibly fluids given through an IV in a hospital.
That's really crucial information. Don't ignore those signs. So to wrap things up, it seems pretty clear. Staying hydrated is incredibly important for, well, almost everything. Our heart, our brain, energy, joints.
Absolutely. It impacts so many aspects of our health.
And understanding this information, especially being able to read and talk about it in English, can really help all of us take better care of ourselves.
It really empowers you to make those informed choices for your well-being every single day.
So now that we've done this deep dive into hydration, we have a little question for you, our listeners. Think about this. What's one small change you could make today to drink a bit more water?
Yeah, just one small thing.
And think about how using your English skills to understand health topics like this helps you make those positive changes.
It's a great connection. This has been our deep dive into the vital topic of staying hydrated. If you found this breakdown helpful, and if you want to explore more ways to improve your English while learning about important subjects,
then please subscribe to the All About English channel right here on YouTube. We do deep dives like this regularly.
that's right.
And let us know in the comments below, what's your hydration goal for today? Even just aiming for 1 extra glass.
Yeah, share your goals.
And while you're down there, please hit that like button if you found this useful. Stay healthy, keep learning English, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.
Bye, everyone. Stay hydrated.